Have you been feeling restless these days? Is it hard to stay at one place at a time? Or is it dizziness? Is it fatigue? Too much tiredness? Tired for no reason? Tired for not doing anything? Have you had your heart racing these past days? Even though life seems to be okay, it's not like you are hungry. Things are going on well. You have what to eat, you have where to sleep. There is nothing that if you could think of that should cause whatever you feel it is happening to you. Have you been experiencing these tremors of hands and feet? Let's say you've been trembling these days. Or is it that you're unable to have a good night's sleep? Or let's say your mind just wanders when you're sitting at a place. Or you find it so difficult to concentrate on something or on one thing at a time. Well, if this is one of your symptoms, or if this and more, whether 2 or 3 or all of these are your symptoms, then I'm here to tell you that what you are experiencing is buried anxiety. Well, if you fall into this group, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana. You can just call me D. Welcome back to Understanding Us with D, a channel dedicated to you and I, understanding all that the confusing things that happen to us that we do not know, we do not get anybody to explain to us. I am here to serve you. So recently, I had this lady reaching out to me, and then she tells me that, could you help me figure out what is really happening to me, because I do not overthink. I do not bother myself about lots of things, because I have almost everything this life has to offer. I don't have money issues. I've got my family. They love me, they care for me, they are there for me, and all the perfect things that anybody would wish for. I know we don't have perfect, but life can be, sometimes good things can happen to us, and sometimes we fail, or life can be perfect sometimes, even though we are in an imperfect way. We are imperfect as well. So all that I'm trying to let you guys know that she has got it all, but then she's unable to concentrate on one particular thing at one point in time. She's also very restless. She experiences this sudden numbness. Sometimes there is a little bit of tremors of hands and feet. Sometimes she just have her heart racing. She feels like she cannot breathe. These things come and go very much often. And then she's like, don't tell me I have anxiety, because I do not have anxiety. There is nothing that would cause or would want me to have, would make me have an anxiety, because I don't have a toxic work environment. I have my own job that I'm doing. I'm not trying to meet deadlines. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I have my own schedule that I follow. There is no one expecting big results. I am the result. I set my goals and I meet them. What I meet them, she does not give herself any kind of pressure. And she has also been to a clinician. She has been to psychologist. She has been examined. And then she feels like, you know what, I do not have anxiety. Then I told her, yes, you do not have anxiety, but yes, you have buried anxiety. And she's like, what are you saying? What do you mean? What is buried anxiety? I've never heard of something like that. I've never heard of it before. What exactly is buried anxiety? So now, help me break it down for her. What is buried anxiety? Before we get there, let's try and understand this. A lot of us have been through a lot growing up. We've been through harsh environment. When I say harsh environment, we've had difficult childhood, or maybe something happened to us at one point in time in life. Or let me make it simple for you. We all have childhood traumas, or we all had traumas at one point in time in our life. Now, some of these things are so painful for the brain. Sometimes some of these traumas happen at a very tender age. Let's take it for an instance. A child that was abused as a baby, or a baby that has been abused. When a baby or a child is being abused at an early age, at that stage that is was being she was being abused, the brain is too small, okay, to process some of these things. So what the brain does to protect the person is that they buried some of these things into their unconscious mind. So what am I trying to say at all? All I'm trying to say is that there are some traumas, or some of the things painful things that we go through in life. Most of the things that the brain perceives as trauma, the brain actually buries some of these things. And like a child, like I mentioned earlier, a child or a baby, the brain is too young to sometimes take some of these painful things. So what it does is that it actually take it and bury it somewhere, so that the child could have a normal life. And it's not only about children, it is as an adult too. Sometimes growing up, a teenager, an adult, sometimes we experience painful things in life. And some of these painful things are so painful that it's either one, we ourselves bury them somewhere that is in our subconscious mind because we do not want to remember them, or we actually let the brain do its work. The brain takes it because it's too painful. The brain takes it and bury it somewhere. Now, some of all these things, or the things that I get buried either in the conscious or subconscious mind, do not go away. They do not get vanished. They actually get buried somewhere. And then later in life, or as you grow or as you progress, they turn into anxiety. Now, this kind of anxiety is an indirect form of anxiety because it's not direct, because you don't even know what is actually happening to you. All you know is that sometimes you are restless, you are this, and sometimes they cause severe medical conditions. Medical condition that they can do all the tests in the world, but they find nothing to actually back the kind of condition or the symptoms that you are having. They are unable to diagnose it. You may have all the symptoms. They may do all the labs and the scan. They may do all the investigation, the medical investigation, but they find nothing to back how you are feeling. So most of these symptoms that you experience, it's as a result of this buried anxiety that is hidden somewhere in your mind or your brain. So next, when you are feeling anxious for no reason, next when your life seems perfect and everything is good, you are supposed to be happy, but you feel restless, you're experiencing all sorts of medical symptoms here and there. You've done all the labs, you've done all the investigations, but there is nothing proving. There is nothing to show in your body. There's nothing in your body that is backing whichever symptoms that you are experiencing. Next that happened, kindly go and see a psychiatrist. It's either you yourself, you go back into your memory lane. You dig some of the things and see which of them is actually causing anxiety. Sometimes doing some of these exercises can be mentally and emotionally exhausting and frustrating. So I advise that you do it if you can do it on your own, you do it with a trust friend or family, or you do it with someone that you feel very comfortable with, or you see a psychiatrist for a proper therapy. So do not say that you are fine and everything is going on well. Some of these things happen when you were a baby. You don't even remember, but they are there. The brain does not forget. Remember that your brain gets developed while you are in the womb. That is why when a child is in the womb, anything that a parent does, they actually feel it, okay? It has an impact on them because already their brain is developed within 2 weeks. So if your brain, right from the womb, you already have a brain that can process the environment, information, and other things. Just that it is young, like you cannot do much because the body is young. I mean, you're a kid, you're a child. What can you do? But your brain is already developed. It's already taking in information and processing information. That is why our environment shaped us, or that is why it influences our behavior when we grow. So next, when all these things are happening to you, sometimes people hate things for no reason, or people hate some kind of people for no reason. They don't know why. Sometimes it's because of something that happened to them while they were young. So next time, dig deeper. Go in. Is it that you do it yourself, you ask questions, or you see a therapist for you for proper diagnosis. When you do these things, we're able to get rid of this hidden trauma that is causing all that kind of anxiety that you have inside of you. The other time I was actually asking me, like, are there therapists in Ghana? Yes, there are therapists in Ghana, and they are ready to see you. They are not in all the hospitals, but you can actually find them, and their rates are not too expensive. So please, you can walk in an OPD service, and then just find out the rate. If you can afford, fine. If you can't afford, you know what you are going in for. You could go back and get ready and go back to see them. They are not so expensive, so we can always go. Sometimes we just need to check our mental health. Seriously, people walk in and out of the hospital every day to check their physical health. Some people actually walk in to do random medical checkup. But when was the last time you actually walk into a hospital to do a mental checkup? We take a lot of things for granted, especially our mental health. We see people every day when they have tummy issues, when they have palpitation, when they have leg pain, when they have neck pain, when they have headaches, when they are feeling feverish, running and rushing into the hospital to get checked. But then you do not see the same people running to the hospital when they are feeling restless, or when they are unable to sleep, when they are unable to concentrate on something at one point in time in life, or when they are actually unable to function well. They are into something that they love to do, but they are not able to function well. You don't see people rushing into the hospital to get a mental check, to tell you, you know what, it's like for the past 6 years, actually, it's just been one occasion I've seen someone walk in the hospital and then tell us, you know what, I think that something may be wrong with me because I'm unable to concentrate on my work for the past 2 weeks. I'm unable to sleep. I get unnecessarily worried. If you fall into this category, or if you are struggling with anything that we've discussed here today, let me hear from you in my comment section. And please, if you want to know what I'll discuss next time, come back to this page again on Friday, where we post the next video. Anyway, till we meet again, make sure you take care of yourself, and if anything is off, we are not feeling any good, make sure you go to the hospital. Go to the hospital not only because you have medical symptoms or you have things happening to you. Go to the hospital because you are not feeling okay mentally. When I'm saying you are not feeling okay mentally, I do not mean that you are going crazy. All I'm saying is that even something as common, it's not common though, but people would say it's common, something as big or as little, or whichever category you put it, as sleep, you need to see a doctor, because it is not normal for you not to be sleeping well at night. So please make sure you get checked. Go to the hospital and get a mental checked up, just like you go and get a medical checked up. I'll see you again in my next video. Like I said, make sure I hear from you. If you were able to go and see a psychiatrist, or you went to the hospital for a mental checkup, let me hear from you in my comment section. Ciao, bye. you.